Good evening, everyone. This is Jonathan J. Dog Letterman, and you're tuned in to WRPBiTV. You're watching The Anything Bucket. Tonight in our studio, I have a very special guest. He is a transformational life coach, business advisor, all-around leader in the community, believes that service to humanity is the best work of life. Please welcome Bimal Shah. Bimal, welcome to The Anything Bucket.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. And I know you are very well accomplished in getting the message out about transforming people's lives.
Yes.
But before we get to all of your accomplishments with your book, your DVDs, your public speaking, if you could tell the viewers just a little bit about yourself and how your journey began.
So my journey began when I came to this country with no money. I literally had no money. I had $20 in my pocket and I had to spend that on a pizza and a Coke in France. And when I landed here, there was $5. I put that in the card and the card didn't give me the change back. So that took away everything. So I started there. I had to walk 3 miles to my job, rain or shine, and when I was living at a relative's place. And then I got a job in San Diego, and I was working in export-import, and I launched a whole new brand for them. They were able to market and customize their own brand. They were very successful, but I was getting paid very little for the work that I did. And so there was no money there. And I got admission into University of Florida, Gainesville. But I had no money to buy a plane ticket or even worry about how am I going to fund my tuition. So I took a Greyhound bus from San Diego, California to Gainesville, Florida, 3 days across the West Coast. And it was a journey that I could never forget. 3 days is a pretty long time in a Greyhound bus. And then when I came to college, basically, again, I had to fund my own tuition. People here today, and there's a lot of college planning. People worry about their college education. I went there with no money, and I had to fund my own tuition. I worked 5 jobs, paid my own tuition, graduated with savings, got more than a dozen job offers, rejected all of them, and started my own business.
And that's amazing. I mean, when you talked about not getting paid what you felt you were worth, not a lot of money in it, and there's one of these things I teach, and I know you teach it as well, is you have to value yourself.
Right.
And I know that's one of the things you talk about in your 12 daily principles of putting a value on yourself. So if you could talk to us a little bit about those 12 daily principles, and without giving the whole story away, because at the end we want everybody to go to your website and get in contact with you to buy the DVDs and be enlightened as you have been, because it shows you with a little bit of determination, and if you're not worrying about the how, it happens. And you made it happen. You said, hey, I'm going to take this 3-day trip. And I'm sure the stories you could tell are amazing.
Well, this was just the beginning. And then, in 16 years of business, the very first year, I had a goal to make 6 figures or not be in business for good. And I would shave off my mustache at that time. So in the very first year, I accomplished my goal of making that. And so all over the years, I have learned good principles, and I've converted those principles to share with the rest of the world so they can thrive and succeed. And my theme goes on thrive, transform, and transcend.
Yep, thrive, transform, and transcend. And it's the 3 T's to success. It works. It's, a lot of people come to us here in the studio and they tell us I can't, or they start using lack words.
Right.
But one of the things I hear all the time, I'm trying. And I look at the movie, remember the scene, the Yoda scene in Star Wars? Young Master Luke, there is no try. There's either do or don't.
And I changed that I can't very simply to can I.
Right. That it's reversing things. It's neuro-linguistic programming, which I know you touch on a little bit.
Right.
It's how the mind works. And we were talking before the show, when you understand how the subconscious brings things into the forefront to manifest, but you still have to have a plan of action. So if you could tell us a little bit about your plan of action, how people can find you, and any advice you would give the viewers so that they can, of course, thrive, transform, and transcend.
Right. So my website is bizactioncoach.com, easy to remember, bizactioncoach.com. And if I would start with how you want to thrive. So if you our Thrive platform consists of online courses, books, and DVDs. The DVDs consist of the 12 daily habits of high achievers. And it teaches you all the daily habits that you need to do every single day to, be a high achiever in life and basically multiply your successes. People think that, they can't double or exponentially grow, but it's actually possible if you, follow these 12 daily habits, that you can have an exponential growth in your life that you thought before was practically impossible to achieve. And you can do this all yourself by these DVDs courses. I have a book called The Daily Happiness Multiplier. And the good news is that this book was just accepted by a top publisher who rejects 98% of all submissions. And they have 26 New York Times bestsellers, and they're going to publish my book too. So it's very exciting.
Well, you mentioned the word impossible. I had a coach that I've seen present all the time. The word itself says, I'm possible.
Right.
And we're all possible.
Right.
You're a living example of that.
Exactly.
$5 in your pocket, no change back, and then taking this trip on faith. And now here you are, what did you say, 16 years later, and thriving and multimillionaire, building that business. So it shows you that all it takes is finding that divine spark inside and taking action. If you can expound on that a little bit about
Sure.
how you found that spark and really use these principles that you teach to put you in the position you're in today.
And that spark is in my book. The spark was happiness. People think that I have to achieve something to be happy, and it's the other way around. If you are happy, you will achieve something. During my struggles, I never gave up on happiness and thriving in adversity and taking it on as a challenge, because I knew at the end of the tunnel, I'm only going to get better if I get through this. And that thought alone made me happy. So, that's my book is all about that. So the best place for them to get started is my book, The Daily Happiness Multiplier. It's on Kindle, an ebook, and it's soon going to come out in a print version.
And talking about finding that daily happiness, do you have any rituals that you do to put you into a better place, to create that happiness? Because we go through the day, there's challenges, there's people that doubt us, and the naysayers. I tell them all to go pound sand, or I tell them to go milk a goat. But the idea is getting into that happy spot. Do you have any rituals that you do, or what you would recommend?
I would recommend a very simple, and my book is all about 3 easy steps in each, and it teaches a lot of systems, and all those systems are very easy to implement. So the easiest ritual and easiest system I would like to share with the viewers is a 4-second pause. Before you do anything or say anything, just have a short pause, think through it, and go forward. And think that you want to take that to a growth-related action. Whatever you're going to do has to take you better from wherever you were before.
And we have about a minute left here on the Anything Bucket. Once again, if you can let everybody know how they can connect with you, and if you'd like to give the audience any last-minute positive thoughts that they can take with them tonight.
So my website is bizactioncoach.com. You can reach me toll-free at 866-9-PLAN-MY-FUTURE. And for all those people who get the book or the course or the DVD, currently with the package, we're offering a free workshop, a full-day workshop that's $2,500 value. So if you go check it out, it's the best place to get started. And again, the website is bizactioncoach.com.
And we want to thank Bimal Shah for being here on the Anything Bucket and giving us some great information. Remember, it's getting started. So start on your project, put your passion into action, find that success, and remember to always stay positive.